Welcome to the HR Empowerment Podcast, where we will uncover strategies and new insights from HR professionals who discuss up-to-date regulations, best practices, and the most pressing topics like diversity and equity, leadership, dealing with difficult situations, and much more that affect your bottom line and business. Thanks for joining us.
Hey everybody, Wendy Sellers here. Welcome back to HR Empowerment. We are here today talking with Georges Hanna, who has created Business Ascension, the discipline of transforming owner-dependent companies into scalable asset-based enterprises. And he is a business coach for small business owners, which, we all need that. Welcome to the show today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Hey, tell our listeners about yourself and how you got to where you are now.
So I created a company called Smart Income Lifestyle from my previous experience in opening couple businesses who failed, many of them who failed. And now I created the Smart Income Lifestyle, like what about like all the lessons I have learned. And now I help business owners, especially people who wants to transfer from unemployment to a business, or they want to create or grow their own business, eliminate execution drift, and install what I call the ascended business. So I can ascend business from the owner dependency into a business that is based on systems, assets, AI leverage, enterprise value, and the most important, how a business owner, at some point, they can transfer all of that into a legacy. Could be for their kids, for their family, or even for the community.
I love it. I think I know so many of my clients that probably need your help as well, because it is true when you start a business, you're usually starting it out of passion, right? Whatever your work experience is, you're like, oh, I'm going to go start this business out of passion, but then everything's in your head and you have to get it out to other people and then hold them accountable, which means you got to back off of doing the stuff so that you're managing the people who are doing the work. Oh, I think many of our HR listeners today actually probably 100% align with that as well.
Okay, if I interrupt, like talking about passion, passion made me confused for too long before, because people they say follow your passion, but what I found, like, you cannot follow your passion, because everything I'm passionate about, it becomes my hobby. But what I need to do is I need to be passionate about doing the right things to get what I want. So
Right.
people confuse, like, this is my passion. Like, my passion maybe I want to walk, but I cannot do a business from walking. But I need to be passionate about helping others. So when you get to when you get to the level that you are passionate about helping others, you are in the service of helping others. Like, this is where either you have a job or a business. This is where you can flourish.
Yeah, 100%. So many small business owners believe they are building a company, but in reality, they're building a job for themselves, right?
Exactly.
What are the biggest warning signs that a business is still dependent on the owner? And after we have those warning signs, what shifts need to happen to create a company that can operate without the owner rescuing it all the time?
Yeah, so the warning signs when everything is depending on you, every single decision, people around you, especially if you have a team, cannot make a decision on their own. When you leave the company on a vacation, the revenue drops. People they cannot do the decision. They sometimes they don't even work at the same level when you are present. So basically, you are creating kind of like the whole ecosystem depending on you. And what I found that some people they love it. They love to be like I like based on their ego. I love to be like the go-to person on everything. But once you have that, like you cannot grow, you cannot scale, and people around you become kind of like also limited. So I tell business owners, when you hire someone, you are hiring someone for you to grow and for them also to grow. So life is based on the growth. So if I eliminate the growth and makes everything dependent on one person or one thing, like you are just like eliminating all the possibilities, all the potential of a business to grow and an individual around you to grow.
Yeah, 100%. And it's like there's a difference between being self-employed and then owning a scalable business. And you can be
Right.
self-employed and then fine, you're responsible for everything. But once you hire even one assistant to help you, you often, how do I say that? High performing owners often become the bottleneck, right?
Right. So the self-employed, for most people, it means like I'm just creating a job for me, and I am the highest paying employee in that job.
Right.
And this is not the purpose of being self-employed. So the purpose of self-employed is I need to move into doing something that is valuable to the marketplace, and not only at one level, but it has the possibility to grow, and that benefit goes beyond just making some cash or some revenue, which is like another problem. People focus on one thing and thinking just like more sales or more revenue is going to solve all kind of problems they are facing. So yeah, being self-employed is the first step, but being self-employed is the door for you to open this gate of growth and create a business that literally not only for you, but also for the people who are joining as the team, and who are you going to serve, which impact also the community where the business is located.
Yeah, and I know you're calling in from Nova Scotia right now, but you
Yes.
also work in Florida.
Yeah.
I'm looking up a stat from Gallup, and it said that small businesses employ nearly half of the U.S. workforce and
Exactly.
contribute approximately 43.5% of the GDP. So
Yes.
making owner dependency a significant economic issue because we need to get out of our own way and possibly I see often small business owners flourish more when maybe they hire a leader underneath them to say, okay, you
Yes.
manage the people, I manage the processes, or I need to back off and maybe continue to be sales or, the idea machine behind there, right?
Exactly. And if I can add like another statistic for this, and that tells you how much business owners they are trapped into owner dependency, is like in Canada we have around like 2.5 million small business, and in the States around like 34 million altogether. Like in the States, no more than 10% of those businesses they are able to generate over $1 million in revenue, not profit, just revenue. So that
Wow.
means like the whole business is depending on one person.
Right.
Like even if you have a team, nobody is producing except the for the sake of the owner. So now you are limiting so much the potential that you have in your business and the purpose, like why in first place you created that business. So like for instance, like most people when I talk to them, they say we created this business. Yes, maybe I need freedom. This is the first thing. I need personal freedom. I need financial freedom. So I can do what I want. And the most important, the second point that comes, like I need that legacy to be transferable. But what I see right now, the second generation, they don't want to work in their dad and mom
Right.
like businesses because they suffered, they saw the limitation, they saw like I don't have the potential in there, like why I need. So they start to move some like in other like other roads or other ways. So like those kind of statistics, like it's kind of alarm for people to be aware of like we need it's time to do things in a certain way. And I think also what's happening right now with AI and technology, it's just it's going to shake like lots of places to
Oh
tell
yeah.
people like you've been warned for like 20 or 30 years, but now it's happening. If you don't do it, like lots of things going to be replaced, and the market is going to move forward with you or without you. So it's better for people to start to see how to execute in the right way and eliminate that owner dependency. Think about growth. Think about like how I can add more potential to what I do and how I can incentivize the team around me to do the same.
You were chatting about the fact that not all small business owners, family members, children usually want to take over the business for whatever reason, but it might be, no, I know you created this to create wealth for our family, but I've seen that, oh, your personal freedom. No, when you have a small business, there is no personal freedom. You have no time.
Freedom. Yes. Oh, and this is, yeah, it becomes a trap.
It really does. And I found a statistic also from Gallup that's found that 74% of employer business owners plan to sell or transfer the ownership because their family members do not want it or other reasons. But they also lack a formal succession plan, which creates significant risk for businesses. And we can get into that in a moment. But before we do that, what I did want to ask you is, or actually state that business owners often say, nobody can do it as well as I can, so I've got to be involved in everything. So, how can leaders distinguish between maintaining quality standards and creating unhealthy dependency on themselves?
Yeah, like when I talk to leaders or business owners, I ask them, and when they tell me like nobody can do it better than I do, I say like, what did you hire in first place? What did you hire this person or this professional or this expert? So you hired them not to trap them into limitation. And so this is the first question they have to think about. But also what happens with most business owners, they calculate everything in the moment. Like for instance, if I have a 5 minute task, I say, all right, like maybe it's faster for me to do this 5 minutes, but I don't do the calculation in the next 12 months, what it means. So if I can now like to teach the 5 minute task to someone, maybe it's going to take me 2 hours. I would say 5 minutes, I would do it instead of investing 2 hours to teach someone else. But the return on the 2 hours, that when I can pass this task to someone or to an automation system or could be an AI, the return like in 1 year is going to be over 700% because
Right.
I eliminated this 5 minutes, and you can count how many 5 minutes that you have for so many tasks that you can just delegate to someone, so or to a system. So people like most business owners, they calculate everything in the moment. And most of them, they don't have kind of like a plan for like clear execution. Everything is kind of like spontaneous. Even if they have business plan, they don't go back to that. They create plans they cannot follow, or they put like small goals that seems like I can do all of that. So the combination of everything is creating that limitation of potential for them and for the hires and the team who worked with those business owners.
Yeah, it's so important. These we were talking earlier, about the shifts that need to happen for the company to stop having to be rescued by the small business owner. Delegation. My number one thought was delegation, delegation, delegation. But in order to have delegation, you also have to have job descriptions and systems and
Right.
SOPs and documentation and this thing called accountability. That which is where HR tools would also come in handy. Now, the other thing that I often see is that small business owners, or really anyone, they often disguise leadership as perfectionism, right? Like,
Right. Yes.
oh, I'm perfect, or my work product is perfect, and therefore I'm a leader. And it's like, no, that's not really how it works, right?
And people they take leadership kind of like it is a rank in the army. Like
Yeah,
I have three stars leadership or I have 5 stars leadership. It doesn't work like that. Leadership is the lifestyle. It's what you live by every single day. What kind of culture that you create, and what kind of culture like people live within a company. So culture is not a playbook. Culture is exactly how people they live inside the company. They like from day to another. Most people they spend in their jobs or in their businesses more than they can spend with their families. So I go
right.
like to work maybe sometimes in 7 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours. I'm away from my own family. I see my family maybe less than 2 hours per day. So like this kind of like what I'm going to create is not only is going to be dependent on my potential, my leverage. I need to start to extend what I have, either with delegating to the right team. And sometimes, like one important element is not only delegation, like what should I eliminate? Because not everything I do like is necessary. So as much as I can delegate, as much as I should eliminate from what like the system and everything that I do. But to create like this quality, I need to start to think about how I can start to standardize what is working. So this is why the first thing that business owners they need to do is they need to standardize everything into systems. So systems like make you kind of like able to replicate everything in very consistent way, so you can get exactly the same output or the same outcome every single time you execute a task. So standardizing those systems, they are super important, and those what becomes at some point the assets of the business. So I tell business owners all the time, like what kind of assets that you are creating right now inside your business. So system is one. So every single small system or like any simple task that you do, I tell them it has to be profitable. And profit doesn't mean only money. Profit is it means like the impact that you are creating, the output, the quality output is creating, how it's going to serve like the team inside and the client outside. So the combination of like of everything, this is what makes every single unit in your business profitable. So creating those standards, system standards, we call them SOPs, maybe they are known under this name, and making those systems kind of like profitable. This is what creates those assets in the business. And the more assets that you have, the more like leverage you can have in the business, and the more you can
Right.
eliminate the owner dependency in what you do.
Yeah, and I think that's important whether you're giving the business to your family or you're, needing to sell the business. You need to make
Right.
sure that it's going to be profitable for the next owner, whoever that might be. And this really does tie into really truly being a leader. And if you are a true leader, you're going to be developing your employees and you're going to be, leaning on employee empowerment. Gallup Workplace Research stats show that 70% of the variance in team engagement is attributable to the manager, or in this case, the leader slash owner. And that means that if leaders or small business owners fail to develop others, they're not going to have team engagement, which means it's going to affect the bottom line and the revenue and possibly the sale of their business as well. The other stat I want to share, and I'm sure our listeners will not be surprised about this, unfortunately, is that in the US specifically, only 31% of employees are engaged at work. And it's an incredibly low number. Ugh. And so if you're a leader, an owner who is just focused on control versus empowerment, it's not going to look good for your bottom line, right?
And that goes because sometimes like I teach in like when I work with my clients, I share with them what profit means. Say like profit, it goes in four levels. So every single one, we have four levels of having profit, and the empowerment is a different level of making money. So people they confuse like I need to create this empowerment, or I need to empower people, I need to contribute, I need to help, I need to be compassionate, I need to be helpful. Like this is a totally different level of just like like the actual revenue. So money, I consider making money is in the survival mode. Like money is like you want, it's just like kind of like a medium for transaction, for survival. And money
Right.
tells you like what kind of person you become, what kind of business that you are creating. Because creating a business with a certain number, like it tells you like the kind of mindset that you have, the kind of action that you take, the kind of team that you are hiring, the kind of leadership that you have. But the empowerment and contribution is kind of like the highest level of connection between people. And money should be eliminated from like that component. People sometimes mix all of those, and they get confused with like I need to be controlled just to produce like this amount. But this amount is going to be produced when I give people more freedom. I give people like that empowerment. I let them to contribute on their own, because at the end, I'm not hiring someone smart to tell them what to do. So I need to let it go. I need to give them a little bit direction, what we want in my company, and let them flourish, let them take it from there.
Correct. If you're hiring the smart person and then you're telling them what to do, all you're doing is crushing their soul.
Oh yeah, so it becomes, yeah, kind of like jailing them in
Yeah,
my cell of thought,
right.
and it's not going to work.
And then we wonder why people are unengaged and or have one foot out the door. So here's another question for you. So many business owners, regardless of the size, they spend years chasing new frameworks and new business strategies. Why do so many businesses struggle with the execution? And what does it actually take to build a culture where things get done without the constant oversight?
People are always kind of chasing the shiny objects. So now AI,
Mm,
everybody is jumping from one platform to another. Like I teach AI for business owners and team like in the workplace, and they say like AI is just an extension of you. If you have good foundation, AI is going to be the multiplier. If you jump from one thing and like there's no system, there's no clarity, there's no clear execution, AI is going to multiply that, and it's going to be more chaotic than profitable or beneficial to what you do. So basically, I need to fix the like foundational work. I need to go to the fundamentals of how to run a business, how to execute a business in the right way. To execute that business and the business side, you need to have systems, you need to have assets, you need to make every single unit in that business work. And that's what, once you have the foundation, you can build the right house on the top of this foundation. And this is where the culture comes. Culture is like start to build everything on the top of what you want. It doesn't only build the team, because when it builds the team, you and the team, you're going to build that service for the public, for the community. So it all doesn't only build the business, it builds like everything that goes around the business, like the community, the city, like the families of those people who are like joining your company. So moving from the dependency into like more asset-based or enterprise-based company. This is what, when the business owner like start to let go like the dependency on them, and start to empower other people, start to invest into letting other people flourish on their own, based on the skills and knowledge and everything they have.
I love that you again mentioned about empowering other people, because it's not just about discipline and holding people accountable. It's motivation too, right? And it's
Right.
allowing the employees to take ownership.
Like holding people accountable. I remember like my teacher back in elementary school back in the 80s, like holding you accountable, kind of like someone's just like over your head, like do this, do this.
Yeah, with a
Like
ruler.
it's very stressful. Yeah, like why they did that. So I didn't like school all my childhood because of this. So now, like even when I do that with my kids, like I empower my kids to like to their skills and everything they like the potential they have. So I'm looking at what kind of potential they have, what kind of talent they have, and I need to empower that for them to get the best, or to reach the best potential they can. And teams are exactly the same. So when you empower the other people like to do what they are supposed to do, like everything goes not only to the next level, it goes to level 10 and sometimes to level 100. So this is why, like when it comes to motivation, like in my opinion, motivation doesn't work, because motivation is based on the dopamine hit that we can get.
Right.
And dopamine, like it happens in your body for 1 minute and it's gone. And then people, they start to be addicted into like, I need more motivation. So I need just to motivate people like every single time, like do this, let's do that. Like this is not a culture. So motivation kind of like it's needed just to move people into action. And when you move people into action, if you don't have systems to follow, like it's going to be chaotic. So they need to go back to ground zero, which is like motivation. So motivation is ground zero, but you cannot be in ground zero all the time. So I need a system. I need a plan, one like step one, two, three to get into action to get a specific result. So this is why motivation is necessary just to get started, but it's not enough like to keep a company going because you cannot trap people in ground zero all the time.
Right. I love that you're talking about systems. It's about consistency without micromanaging, right?
At all. And even like I tell people, like if you learn neuroscience one-on-one or psychology one-on-one, like the way our brain is wired, our mind is wired, is based on system. Like when we talk about the subconscious mind, we say like the subconscious mind is full of habit. So what is a habit? A habit is a system that you repeat every single day. It becomes a program in your mind. So your mind is being created based on systems.
Hmm.
So now I need to project that mind into my business. So my business is a projection of my mind. So it has to have systems. So when it comes to the business, why we don't have systems?
Right.
So this is like where this connection, I think, and it goes back to maybe school or business coaches who are teaching about business, like they are not showing the right connection between how a human function and how the business has to like to function and business is just a kind of like a great picture of you as the business owner or the leader in that company. It's
Right.
just a reflection.
And if somebody's brain is creating these habits, we want them to be the habits that we want as a business owner.
Yeah, that trap
So,
them in our habit. And here's the golden nugget. Like I discovered that back in 2019 because I was struggling like why I do something doesn't work. And I discovered later, like because I was trying to dig deeper, and I wish someone like shared it with me. Like we know, like we heard about the logic mind and the emotional mind, and we make decisions by the emotion, not the logic. And then I discovered that the emotional mind is 1 million times more powerful than the logic. But the most important, the emotional is full of negative. So when I need to project my system into others or into my business, I'm reflecting more the negative, more the trapping, more the ego, more than I'm reflecting or projecting the right thing. So like business owners, they need also to be aware of kind of the negative system, the negative program they have, so they don't create like this kind of trap, like inside the team or inside the business.
yeah, absolutely. Your framework, Ascension, am I pronouncing that right?
Right.
Right?
Ascension, yes.
Okay. It focuses on creating enterprises that have value beyond the founder, which is what we're talking about. So for owners who might be listening, who want to eventually sell, transfer, just step away from their company, what should they be doing today to increase the value and transferability of their business?
First, like start to standardize everything that you do in your business. Every single task, any single thought that you have in your mind. Because most business owners, they tell you like I have everything in my mind. Like I need to project everything in my mind into systems, into documentation. So either like the easiest way, just go on Zoom, or there is another platform. It's called Loom, Loom. And Loom is nice because it hosts all the videos on one platform. So go on Loom or Zoom and start to document, start to record. Because sometimes recording, talking like that, it's much easier than writing the like SOP. The kind of it
Right.
takes forever when you write. So record every single task, record every single thought, record every single way of doing things from the smallest to the biggest, and then you start to sort those out like into groups. Like this is for could be admin stuff, this is for HR, this is for marketing, this is for sales, and the first like this is the first thing that you need to do. If you are the only person in your business, start to consider like who are the experts, who are the A players I can hire in the next 6 months or 12 months, and again always think about 12 months, not like do not think per day, because if you think I need to hire three people, oh my God, like they're going to cost me this much. No, like they're going to bring in 12 months way more than the investment that you put. And you start to share like those, and they start also on their own to standardize the thoughts, the task, the experience, the skills, and everything like the combination of everything, it becomes kind of like those are the first assets in your business. The standardization of your systems is the first thing that you need to do. Either that you are like one person business or you have a team or you want to hire a team, this is the first thing that you need to do. Just record and then go after those recording and like extract all the system that you are putting on those recording.
I love that. So using Loom, not Zoom, Loom.
Much
And
easier.
and
Yes.
then I also found a research report, I guess it's called, from Gallup. It's called the Team Shares Succession Planning Research. And then there's another one from The Guardian called The Great Ownership Transfer. But I wanted to, before we wrap up, kind of just mention some statistics here is that according to Gallup, most employer business owners expect to transfer or sell their companies, yet many have not adequately prepared for that transition. And I personally think that transition, it does start with consistency and getting your employees engaged, because if your employees are engaged, Gallup shows that there is a 14% higher productivity and 18% higher sales productivity with the high engaged teams,
Yes.
which means money and which means your business is up for sale because they're saying, oh,
Yes.
okay, you're profitable.
And I tell business owners like the red flag is when your employees they are saying, "Thank God it's Friday," and when Monday it like comes and they say, "I hate Monday," you have the wrong business. You don't have that empowerment. Like you have a trap more than you have like a lifestyle business where people they love to come and like express themselves in the
Yes.
job or the things that they do.
And I just had to say, just please don't abuse that.
But yeah, like thanks God it's Friday. It's the first red flag.
Well, George Hanna, this has been amazing. Before we wrap up, are there any resources that you can recommend for listeners that want to dive deeper into this topic?
Like my best resources, like always in any topic. Like I don't want to mention like one thing, but in any topic that I want to learn, I go to Amazon and search for the top 3 books in that topic and just read those books. And not only read the books because information will not get you anywhere. Read the books, and the most important, systemize that book, like create kind of like workbook, like go apply it. This is what it means by systemizing. And when you apply it, like in 1 year, I'm telling you, you're going to become like another person. It's impossible that you stay in the same level.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for this.
Thank
I
you.
will make sure that his website and LinkedIn is in the podcast notes and on my LinkedIn as well. Thank you so much, George. I appreciate this. And hey, everybody, thanks for tuning in. I hope this podcast session has been beneficial and helpful to you. Take care, everyone, and thanks for joining us.